Keean Johnson, and you're watching Teen Infonet.
So how are you doing today?
Good.
And you are on a show called Spooksville.
I am.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Basically, it's about a boy named Adam. Mm-hmm. It's the role I'm playing, and he moves to this small town because his mom disappears, and 2 years later, his dad thinks it'd be a good idea from the big town that they were in to move into a small town to kind of start over. And basically, what happens is he doesn't want to go, and he's kind of forced there, and then he finds out that Springville is this really weird, wacky, paranormal place, and he starts to find out that there might be something going on in the town that might happen with her mother. Yeah.
And do you relate to your character Adam at all?
Yeah, I would say a fair amount. He's a pretty natural kid. He likes sports. He enjoys the outdoors, and in any situation, he's just super bummed that he has to move to this horrible town, which I've had to do a few times. I've had to move to a small town, which I haven't really enjoyed, but then he makes the best of it and finds friends, and I would say that's how I compare to Adam.
So what is your favorite thing about being on set?
I would say just the people and the crew. Especially on this set, everyone was just so happy to be there, and everyone took so much time and effort, and that's why the show looks so great, because they really tried so hard to make it real, and it turned out that way. So I was really excited, and just the people were just so great. Yeah.
And did you have to audition for your role?
I did. I was actually in England. I was traveling in England when I was auditioning for the part, and I sent it on my computer on a webcam. And it was the worst audition I felt like I have ever done, with my English grandfather, who decided to give me an acting lesson, and I was just so not excited to send it. And I sent it, and a week later, out of some miracle, they asked me to come back, and I came back here at the Hub Network, and they gave me the part, and it was great, and that's how I'm here now.
And did you do the crazy scream type when you first got the role, or what was your reaction?
I don't know. I was just so not thinking I was gonna get it that I was just stunned. It was so weird that I thought it was so bad the first audition, and then when I came back, I was flubbing lines, and they're like, you know what, here you had the part, and so I was just so happy, to have a role that is for teens, but it isn't cheesy, and it's so real, and I have dramatic scenes. There's drama and there's action, so I was so happy to get this particular role as well.
So what would you be doing if you weren't acting?
I'm a dancer. I've been dancing since I was 5, and I still dance now. I'm trying to do acting as much as I want to, because this is the profession that I'd like to go in the direction to. But yeah, I would be dancing. I love it, and I've been doing it since I was 5. And the reason I started acting is because I was dancing, and someone saw me and asked me to try that route, and then I fell in love with acting.
So are you still in school, or do you do a homeschool type thing?
I went to school until 4th grade, and before I even started acting, I decided to do homeschool because it was easier for me. And then I homeschooled until I was about 15 years old, and then I took a test so that I could graduate. So then I'm able to work unlimited hours, and I'm able to work as an adult. So I took the test and thankfully passed it.
So how do you balance your career life and your normal life?
I guess it's a lot of, keeping grounded, and my parents have really helped me with that. And, when you're on set, you have to act like an adult, and then you can also, when you're on the side and backstage, you need to also act like a kid, because if you act too much, you have to have some fun, and that's the thing. It's having fun, but also being professional and keeping grounded. So I think that's the combination of that would be it's perfect.
And do you have a favorite episode of Spooksville?
The season finale is by far my favorite. I'd say it's probably the most intense out of all the episodes. There's zombies, which are the best, and it's the episode where Adam really thinks he's gonna find his mom. So it's definitely my favorite episode.
So what type of movies or actors did you watch when you were growing up?
I was never able to watch any cheesy kid shows when I grew up. I was always watching very serious movies because my mom didn't want to sit with us after watching Barney. So she decided to start letting us watch these really intense great films, not so much of the cussing and stuff like that, but just really good, heartfelt films. Like Simon Birch was probably my very first film, which I grew up with, and I started watching a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio, Meryl Streep, and I always wanted to do that, but I never thought it'd be possible. But then after I started dancing and I started acting, that's what I want to do.
And do you have a dream role?
Dream role. I love playing the bad guy. In 110 I get to play a bad guy, which I was so happy about. But I love playing like the villain. That's my favorite role.
And where do you see yourself in a few years?
Hopefully I'll be working still. This business is very, very hard, and you just have to keep at it. So I just hope that I'll be working.
And do you have a Twitter or a Facebook where fans can find you?
Yeah, I have a Twitter, and it's at Keean Johnson, so it's pretty simple.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Yes,
I know we
thank
should
you.
great rest of the day.
Yes, you too.